So this is extract 20 from Terry Pratchett's Truckers. From the Book of Nome, Goods Outwards, verses 5 to 7. And thus the outsider says, those who believeth not in the outside see. One will be sent outside to prove this thing. And one went upon a lorry and went outside to see where there may be a new home. And there was much waiting, for he did not return. Masklin had taken to sleeping in an old shoebox in the stationery department, where he could find a little peace. But when he got back, there was a small deputation of gnomes waiting for him. They were holding a book between them. Masklin was getting a bit disillusioned with the books. Maybe all the things he wanted to know were written down somewhere, but the real problem was how to find them. The books might have been put together especially to make it difficult to find things out. There seemed to be no sense whatsoever in them, or rather, there was sense, but in a nonsensical way. He recognised Vinto Pimmy, a very young ironmongery. He sighed. Vinto was one of the keenest and fastest readers, just not a particularly good one, and he tended to get carried away. "I've cracked it," said the boy proudly. "Can you repair it then?" said Masklin. "I mean, I know how we can get a human to drive the lorry for us." Masklin sighed. "We've thought about this, but it really won't work. If we show ourselves to a human..." "It don't matter. It don't matter. He won't do anything. The reason being, we'll have... You'll like this. We'll have a GNU." Vinto beamed at him like a dog who's just done a very difficult trip. A GNU?" repeated Masklin weakly. "Yes, it's in this book." Vinto proudly displayed it. Masklin craned to see. He was picking reading up as he went along, a little bit at a time, but as far as he could make out, the book was about host age at 10,000 feet. "It's got something to do with a lot of shoes?" he said hopefully. No. What you do is you get a GNU and then you point it at the driver and someone says, "Look out, he's got a GNU." And you say, "Take us to where we want to go or I'll fire this GNU at you." And then he... Right, fine, said Masklin, backing away. "Jolly good. Splendid idea. Well, we'll definitely give it some thought. Well done." That was clever of me, wasn't it?" said Vinto, jumping from one foot to the other. "Yes, certainly. You don't think it might be better reading a more practical kind of book?" Masklin hesitated. Who knew what kind of books were best? He staggered inside his box and pulled the cardboard over the door, leaning against it. "Thing," he said. "I hear you, Masklin," said the thing, from the heap of rags that was Masklin's bed. "What's a GNU?" There was a brief pause. Then the thing said, "The GNU, a member of the genus Cochietes and the family Boviidae, is an African antelope with down-curving horns. Body length is up to 2 metres, 6.5 foot. The shoulder height is about 140 centimetres, 4.5 foot. And weight is about 270 kilograms, 6,000 pounds. GNUs inhabit grassy plains in Central and Southern Africa." "Oh. Could you threaten someone with one?" "Quite possibly." "Would there be one in the store?" There was another pause. "Is there a pet department?" Masklin knew what that was. The subject had come up yesterday when Vinto had suggested taking a herd of guinea pigs to raise for meat. "No," he said. "Then I should think that the chance is remote." "Oh. Just as well, really." Masklin sagged down his bed. "You see," he said, "we've got to be able to control where we're going. We need to find somewhere a little way from humans, but not too far. Somewhere safe." "You must look for an atlas or map." "What do they look like?" "They may have the words atlas or map written on them." "I'll ask the abbot to have a search made." Masklin yawned. "You must sleep," said the thing. "People always want me to do things, and anyway, you don't sleep." It's different for me. What I need, said Masculine, is a way. We can't use a canoe. They all think I know the way to do it, and I don't know the way to do it. We know what we need, but we'll never get it all into a lorry in one night. They all think I know all the answers, but I don't, and I don't know the way. He fell asleep and dreamed of being human-sized. Everything seems so easy if you were human-sized. 2 days went past. The gnomes kept watch from the girder over the garage. A small plastic telescope was rolled down from the toy department, and with its help, the news came back that the big metal doors to the garage opened themselves when a human pressed a red button next to them. How could you press a button 10 times higher than your head? It went down on Masculine's list of problems that he needed to solve. Gerda found a map. It was in quite a small book. That was no trouble, he said. We've got dozens of these every year. It's called, he read the gold lettering slowly, Pocket Diary. And it has this map all at the back. Look. Maskin stared down at the small pages of blue and red blobs. Some of the blobs had names like Africa and Asia. Well, he said, and yes, I suppose so. Well done. Where are we exactly on this? In the middle, said Gerda promptly. That's logical. And then the lorry returned. Angelo didn't. Masculine ran along the girder without thinking of a drop on either side. The little knot of figures told him everything he didn't want to know. A young gnome who had just been lowered over the edge was sitting down and getting his breath back. I tried all the windows, he said. They're all shut. I couldn't see anything in there. It's very dark. Are you sure that it's the right lorry? Said Masculine to the head watcher. We've all got numbers on the front of them, he was told. I was particularly sure to remember the one he went on, and so when it comes back this afternoon, We've got to get inside to have a look, said Masculine firmly. Someone go and get... No, it'll take too long. Right. Lower me down. What? Lower me down, Masculine repeated, all the way to the floor. It's a long way down, said one of them, doubtfully. I know. Far too long to go all the way round by the stairs. Masculine handed the end of the thread to a couple of gnomes. He could be in there, her, or anything. 'Tisn't our fault, said a gnome. There were humans all over the place when it came in. We had to wait. It's no one's fault. Some of you go round the long way and meet me down there. Don't look so upset. It's no one's fault. Except perhaps mine, he thought, as he spun round in the darkness. He watched the huge, shadowy bulk of the lorry slide past him. Somehow, they'd look smaller outside. The floor was greasy with oil. He ran under the lorry into a world roofed with wires and pipes, far too high to reach. But he poked around near one of the benches and came back dragging a length of wire and, with great difficulty, bent it into a hook at one end. A moment later, he was crawling among the pipes. It wasn't hard. Most of the underneath of the lorry seemed to be pipes or wires. And after a minute or two, he found a metal wall ahead of him with holes in it to take even more bundles of wire. It was possible, with a certain amount of pain, to squeeze through inside. There was a carpet. Odd thing to find in a lorry. Here and there a sweet wrapper lay, large as a newspaper to a gnome. Huge pedal-shaped things stuck out of greasy holes in the floor. In the distance was a seat behind a huge wheel. Presumably it was something for the human in the lorry. Masculine thought maybe he just held on to it. Angelo, he called out softly. There was no answer. He poked around aimlessly for a while and had nearly given up when he spotted something in the drifts of fluff and paper under the seat. A human would have thought it was just another scrap of rubbish, but Masculine recognised Angelo's coat. He looked carefully at the rubbish. It was just possible to imagine somewhere he had been laying there watching. He rummaged among it and found a small sandwich wrapper. He took the coat back out with him. There didn't seem to be much else that he could do. A dozen gnomes were waiting anxiously on the oil-soaked floor under the engine. Masculine held out the coat and shrugged. No sign, he said. He's been there, but he's not there now.